Hey YouTube, another video, and this time I'm going to show you how to build a keyboard, a sound keyboard using a 555 timer. And unlike other videos, examples that you can find on YouTube, here we're actually going to I've actually produced a harmonic keyboard. So that means that it plays notes at the correct frequencies, so we can actually play tunes on it. And if, by the way, you don't recognize the tune that I've played at the start, it's the Camptown Lady tune, look it up. But what it shows is that I can actually play different tunes on it and produce sounds and what is called music. But let's just see what we have on the breadboard, and then we'll move on. So I have here a 555 timer circuit. Just standard configuration for a stable mode, just like you find in the data sheet. The values are not that important because I'm going to show you how to calculate them yourself. But in any case, here for R2 I have I needed 5K resistance, so I have two 10K resistors in parallel. And for a capacitor for C1 I'm using just 22 nanofarads. And here I have a series of buttons. And basically each one of these buttons just feeds a different R1 value into the timer circuit and produces a different sound frequency. And by knowing the frequencies that I need to produce, I can configure it. Here you can see with every series of resistors to a certain value that will produce a note. So right now you can see a table that shows the frequencies that I've used. So I've marked them from C4 until C5, so that's a whole scale. And next to them you can see the frequencies that need to be produced with the 555 timer, and that's what I've done here. So it's very simple, and you can make one yourself. So moving on, you can see that it's harmonic because it produces the notes with the correct frequencies. So if you were just to put here some random value for resistance, it would just produce a random note, and then you would get a certain, just this. So if I'm pressing two buttons simultaneously, I'm obviously producing a different frequency, and that's what you hear. But that's what you get if you just use random values. And here I tried my best to reach the closest value to the frequency that I needed. So it's not precise, but that's what you can achieve with just standard values that you have at home for your hobby. So what I'm going to do here next, as you can see, I've added all these notes. So I'm going to add another note, which will be D5. So we have B4 and then C5, and then we will go to D5, and I'm going to add it. You saw in the table, you can look at it again now, that I need to produce a value, I need to produce a frequency of 587 hertz to get D5, and that's what I'm going to calculate right now. So here I have my 555 timer calculator, which you saw me use also in the video explaining about the 555 timer and how it works. So if you didn't watch it, then you can watch it. But in any case, here I have the values of the last note that I made, which is C5. And I needed to have 115K to produce 523. For 523, that's roughly the value. So I've used 100K resistor, and then in series with 12K and 3.3K, so I have 115.3, and that's roughly giving the tune that I'm looking for this example. So we're going to add D5, and for D5 I need to achieve a frequency of 587. So I'm going to start lowering the resistance on the R1. By the way, all these notes here, I'm starting with 240K resistance, and the higher you go in the frequency, the lower the R1 value. So here I'm already using 115K. So I'm going to try and look now for a resistance value that I can match. And let's say if I use 110K, then it's going to give me 546. So I want to go lower. I want to maybe 105. And I'm already at 570, but that's not good enough. So maybe 102. We have 585 hertz. So what if I just choose to use 100K, which is a standard value? I get 596 hertz. So that's almost 10 hertz higher than what I want. So let's try and ballpark it. I have 101.8, and I get 586.4. So we're roughly 1 hertz away, and that's the closest match that I can produce with the resistors that I have. So I'm going to take 100K resistor right here, and I'm going to add it to my board. And then I'm going to take 1.8K resistor, and I'm going to set it in series. And I'm going to add my button, just so that I know I've added also a nice label here, so that we know that it's D5. And I'm going to connect a positive to the button, just like all the rest of the buttons here. And the other side, I'm going to connect to the start of my series of resistors. And the other end, I'm going to connect to the line that feeds into the discharge pin, into pin 7 of the 555 timer. And I've produced the note D5. So we have, and you can hear it better if you just play C4 and D4, and then C5 and D5. So you can hear that it's harmonic, so we added another note, and what it means is that from here on you can add as many buttons and as many notes as you want. You can also see from the table, if you look back, that you can also produce the sharps and the flats, so the middle notes between these, and you can create an entire keyboard with all the notes, and that you can actually play music on it and produce nice sounds. Well, not nice sounds, but something that you can produce sounds in an harmonic way very easily. So yeah, that was it. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I hope that you like this video, and if you like my channel, then please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.